Hello everyone, and welcome in to episode 23 of Pixel Yaps, featuring myself, Cesire, and my co-host here.
Loonaromi, hello. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, we have at least I have a pretty jam-packed episode planned. um,
Luna prepped for the episode on Monday, and now Luna has no idea what we're talking about. I know we're talking about one thing. I know one thing for sure.
she knows one thing. One
I know
thing
one
for
thing.
sure.
Yeah.
We do have a quick announcement in terms of a game that we said was upcoming, Outbound.
Oh yeah.
They have delayed their release to May 14th.
Great for me.
14th, yeah,
okay.
Honestly, for real. So
Outbound coming out May 14th now.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they want a little bit more time to perfect everything as much as they possibly can before release. Which honestly, It always makes me so happy when I see game devs doing that instead of like trying to push themselves to like an unrealistic standard. Just postpone it. Like honestly, I would rather have a well done game than a game that is absolutely unplayable.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So I'm glad, and also because my schedule is just absolutely crazy right now. I'm just like, honestly, you sent the message, and I was like, thank God.
Yes.
I was like, oh.
No, I saw them like, phew. Because like, so we're planning a collab Friday, right? Next Friday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was on that day, I had written down Final Fantasy, maybe, Outbound, maybe, Loftia, maybe. And I'm like, well, we'll see which one wins, you know?
Yeah. So, yeah, that's just a small, addendum edit to our last episode. I believe we talked about it. So yeah, you won't have to wait too much longer, but you will have to wait a bit longer. They're still cooking. And moving on to what we've been up to, Luna has been on an MMO kick. The MMO kick. And last week
I was saying that I'm gonna be taking a break from MMOs.
Yep. She lied.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I so lied.
So like she was like, I'm gonna take a break from MMOs, and literally like a week later, she was just like, MMO.
Yep. Listen, it's not my fault they've all been doing good stuff and I'm curious about them, you know?
For Luna, sometimes just saying that she's gonna do something is enough.
Honestly, yeah.
So first things first, let's we mentioned Elder Scrolls Online briefly last stream, but you hadn't had a chance to dive into it yet, and I believe you have now. So would you like to speak on that some more?
It's very confusing. Honestly.
Oh no.
No. Okay, so I have to say, all the new updates that they're doing are absolutely fantastic things that we've been asking for as a community for literal years. Like, this is a small example, but just for example, I'm super into housing and ESO, and after me asking for like what feels like since the beginning of them releasing housing and ESO, they're finally giving us the mushroom shelf. Now, again, it's just a housing item. Oh my god, Luna, whatever. No. You don't understand. I have rioted in their Discord almost every single time after a new furnishing update, and that mushroom shelf has not been added. So the fact that that mushroom shelf is finally in the game, you can thank me, okay? That mushroom shelf is there because of me. No, I'm kidding. But a lot of housing mans are always rioted that mushroom shelf was not part of the game yet. And apart from that, they're doing so many incredible things. The reason I say is that it's confusing is because previously, what we got in ESO were chapters. So that means like once a year we got like a big announcement with what would be upcoming, right? Story-wise, and then we'd get like one big update with the chapter. Well, it would be like split up into 3 or 4 things. 4 things, I think. So we'd get the chapter announcement, then we kind of get like a prelude to the chapter, which would usually come with like some dungeons and stuff. Then we'd get the core chapter content, which would have been a new zone and a new story. And then we would have gotten another dungeon DLC, and then we would have gotten the epilogue of the chapter,
Right.
which would come with like an extra little bonus zone. Now they're doing seasons, which means there will be seasons of content that is constantly being released, constantly released updates. So, like, let me quickly find the graphic that Tyranny sent me, so I have a little bit of a date ballpark. So, at the beginning of April, we had the anniversary Jubilee event, which came with a few updates. And now, when that came out, all of us were like, oh my god, this is it, we're getting night market. And it's like, oh, no, that's coming in the next update. And we're like, oh, okay. But in between now, but then, like, see, this is why it's so confusing, because then they have the big date for when the night market is coming, which is going to be
Right.
April 29th to June 17th is when the night market is going to happen. Which is going to be like a new, think, oh god, I mean, I haven't really tried it yet, but like from everything we've seen, think like PvE battlegrounds kind of deal. It's gonna be really cool from what we've been told and have seen. And there's gonna be different factions, but it's gonna be fully PvE based, and there is gonna be kind of like a leaderboard, and whichever faction wins gets something at the end, I think. So it's gonna be really interesting. Now, in between the night market release, which starts April 29th and goes until June
Right.
17th, they have another release for update 50, which is separate, which is coming on June 8th. So I feel like, although I'm like really up for these seasons because I love all the updates we've been getting and all the quality of life updates we've been getting, the dates feel so confusing because there's so much happening. So I'm like, at what point can I go in the game and check out all of the new things? You know what I mean?
Never.
So they've kind of, yeah, it feels like it. So they've kind of swayed up a bit, but it's very exciting. And now, with update 50, what's happening is we finally get overworld difficulty. So there are going to be basically, I think, 4 stages of overworld difficulty. So it's going to be like easy, normal, medium hard, and super hard. They've used different terms for it, but I'm gonna use, normal terms. And it's honestly really cool because if you go on easy mode, which I think is gonna be fantastic for, hard casuals who never think about builds or whatsoever at all, they can just breeze through it without an issue. But it's also gonna be really cool for if you just want to go explore the new overland zones without needing to worry about enemies, like just have a really relaxed exploration session,
Mm-hmm.
And then for me personally, I tried out the super hard one, and it keeps you on your toes. Like, I did on stream, and I actually had to pay attention to what was happening and to the mechanics before they happened so that I could avoid them in time for them happening, which is not something I have to usually do. So the fact that I had to do that was really cool to me. And I think super hard is definitely something that I would use when I'm trying to immerse myself in the questing itself, because a lot of times for me, like, the story is supposed to be high stakes,
Mm-hmm.
but then
But it's
doesn't
easy.
feel like it's high stakes when it's so
Yeah,
easy,
like you
know?
go kill the, like go to kill. You're like, oh my gosh, this boss is huge. This is gonna be crazy. And then you like tap him a few times and he's dead. And you're just like, well, am I a god?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm really excited for the difficulty slider. And there's gonna be so much more. We've had really great housing updates, and there's gonna be new PvP updates too, I think. We're gonna get a kind of like that I haven't delved into because PvP on the test servers is honestly non-existent.
It's not surprising.
Yeah, but I think there's gonna be a kind of like battle pass thing in PvP as well, depending on like how much AP you've earned or something. I'm not sure on that. Very, very like flaky on that, but I know there's going to be a separate PvP reward system outside of PvE because like, and I really love this because it is true. Over the years, they've given so much love and so many updates to PvE side of things, but PvP, it's like here's battlegrounds, here's Cyrodiil, okay, bye. You know,
Right.
that's kind of how it has felt in the past, and so the fact that they're actually giving PvP more love, and lo and behold, the PvEers have already complained that, oh, what about us? And I'm like, bro, let the PvPers have some love for once. Like, come on. You guys have been getting quarterly dungeon upgrades and trials and whatnot and constant new things, and like PvPers haven't had any new thing for years. So this is really, really exciting. The other thing that they brought recently, this is the thing that I said last time I can't touch on, is the Battle Pass. The Battle Pass is called Tamriel Tomes, and as there usually is with Battle Pass, there's a free line and there's a paid for line. In terms of pricing, I'm honestly not sure. As a stream team member, I was gifted it. And so I don't know what the price for it is. I'm sorry. But I will say the free pass is really, really good. And I, in all honesty, can say I have reached more for the free pass rewards than I have for the paid for ones. The paid for ones for me right now are just like a nice bonus, but they're not the really cool item for me.
Okay.
Personally.
It looks like it's $15.
$15. Okay.
For the
So it's about,
like the basic premium or whatever.
yeah. So there's that. And the other cool thing is this is the thing I'm a little bit I don't know yet. Like I'm still exploring this properly. But they've moved away from event tickets. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with what the heck event tickets are in ESO, we have events in ESO such as like the Anniversary Jubilee event that just passed by, where you log in daily to do a certain task, and then you get X amount of event tickets. Usually it was like 3 event tickets. And with these event tickets, you could then buy items from an event merchant, which would only be available during this event. And a lot of times they had items on there that you would want that would require you to have to log in every single day to get all of the event tickets so that you could go and get it on time. So it became almost like you're shackled to the game, and it felt more like a job
Yeah.
than something that you generally wanted to go do. And I feel like the devs have finally noticed that and noticed the people just starting to care less and less about it altogether, you know, because what happens if I feel like there's a FOMO meter, right? And the FOMO meter only works so much. And if you abuse that FOMO meter too much, then at some point there's going to become indifference. It's going to turn into indifference, right? And people are just not going to bother logging in anymore because, well, if they don't log in, they don't see it. There's nothing to miss out if you don't know what you're missing out on, right?
It's true. I mean, I'm that person. You know, I did a ton of event. Like, I have so much of the event stuff. And then at some point, I was just like, I'm done.
I'm done.
And I pretty much quit playing entirely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're not the only one. I took, because of the event and because of the crazy Crown Store rotation, I took a long break from ESO because I noticed I would log in and I would be like, I would get sad over not being able to get all the new things, not just Crown Store, but also like event stuff, just because I don't have the time, you know? And so I stopped logging in for a long, long time. But I feel like they have solved this issue because with Tamriel Tomes, with their Battle Pass, there is trade tomes, I think is what they're called. Trade something. And those are essentially the new currency that you get for the event stuff. So when you log in every day to do your event thing, you still get like 300 trade tomes for logging in for doing that. So you still get a reward. However, you can also collect these trade tomes through the Battle Pass. So I had collected more than enough to get every single item from the event, and I had only done 3 days of the event.
Interesting.
So I think this is a really cool way to do it with the help of the new battle pass. And I'm really, I don't know, I feel because there's not all this like FOMO weight on me now to do the event, to do this, to do that. My will of logging into ESO and playing the game has rejuvenated so much. And I catch myself actually wanting to log in and play even when I'm not streaming it. And that has been a very long time since I felt this way. So I'm very excited for these updates. And if you haven't played ESO yet, or if you've been taking a break from ESO, I highly recommend checking it out anywhere between now and like June 17th, so you can check out all the new updates, experience update 50, and also the brand new night market.
So does the battle pass have a timeline, or is it like the paleo one where it sticks
No,
around?
it has a timeline. It's like, I think it has timeline. I don't know what they'll do once it's off. I don't know if it's going to be still available like the paleo one is. But it has like a time of like, what was it, 90 days, something like that. It's like 3 months.
Okay. All right, well, there you go. There's a little bit of a deeper dive into the Elder Scrolls changes. Seems like Luna is on board, so, you might see more Elder Scrolls from Luna here.
No, definitely. Yep.
All right, moving on. I did want to touch on Guild Wars 2 just a little bit because it was the first time that you have seen a Super Adventure Box, and I'm so glad you went in alone.
I love it, and I hate it. I think Super Adventure Box is extremely fun. It is the most unhinged, random, out-of-the-box event that I have ever seen an MMO do.
It was an April Fool's joke at first.
I adore it for that. Like, the fact that they did this is like, go play Guild Wars 2. If for nothing else, honestly, for this. Go play Guild Wars 2 I feel like everybody needs to experience this, honestly.
Yeah, so for the folks that don't know, Super Adventure Festival, or what we used to call Super Adventure Box before it became a festival, it's like a mini game within Guild Wars 2. So it pops up every year now, in April usually. And it's basically like an 8-bit game. So like when Azura made this virtual world to train young Azura. And so it's just this like ridiculous you go save the princess story that it feels like there's like Legend of Zelda references and just like references to a bunch of older 8-bit games, and it's a jumping puzzle at its core. So it
basically kind of feels a little bit like Mario 64.
Yeah, it's like a platformer.
Yeah, and I really like it. I think I loved Mario 64. I played that game so much. So this was really, really nice. Yeah, my only thing is I feel like this is something that you need to enjoy in short bursts. Because I did almost 3 hours of this yesterday, and I can tell you right now, I still feel mildly triggered. Like I'm currently done with it. I will probably play it again tomorrow, or I don't know how long. Do you know how long this is on for, Seth?
It goes for like the whole month.
Okay.
Plus some change. I think they usually do theirs for like 2 or 3 weeks. 3 weeks is more. Okay. Is generally their festival.
So I can still play it next week too.
Yeah, you absolutely can. Awesome. And the nice thing about it is you can choose which level you start on. So you were in World 1, you already finished Zone 1, so you could just start with Zone 2 the next time, and you wouldn't have to go.
So I don't have to do it all over again.
No. Okay. Once you've like unlocked the different zones.
Okay, because that was one of the things I was worried about. I'm like, I don't want to do all of that again.
But also, now that you've actually experienced it like the first time organically, we can also join you and make it a little bit less.
Yeah, I've seen
a little bit less stressful. Yeah, so it can be a little bit more fun because then they have people helping you hit things, and also there's like a ton of secrets, and like achievements and stuff that we can help you with. So
I don't like the monkeys.
Yeah, they're the worst.
I don't like the monkeys.
They're the worst. They're
horrible.
Awful.
I hate them.
It ends on May 5th, according to my sources in chat.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, so that's Super Adventure Box is going from now till May 5th. Anybody, even if you just barely got the base game, can jump right into it and check it out. It's like a completely separate game mode. Like you even have, you can see Luna if you're watching the video. You can see her hitting people with a stick. And there's like upgrades that you can buy throughout the game and stuff to make yourself stronger. So it's just it's its own
stick.
game mode. And it's
No,
very
it's
fun.
honestly great. It's honestly great. And I, as an MMO lover and stuff, like if you enjoy MMOs, check it out. I mean, Guild Wars 2 is even free. Like,
Yeah, base game
yeah, sure,
totally
you have
free.
some, yeah, sure, you have some restrictions and stuff like that. As you know, they have to get their money somewhere. But you can try it out for free today and go try this adventure box thing because oh my, you have to experience it, especially if you liked Mario 64 and if you like jumping puzzles. You should check it out.
And for
it's great fun.
veterans of Super Adventure Festival, there's some goodies for us this year too, because we now have World 3 Test Zone number 2. So you can get in there and dig around. Like they're basically like World 3 isn't done. But they have slowly started doing these test zones that they let us play around in while they're building them.
I love that.
So yeah, you can check out Test World or Test Zone 2, World 3. So there's something for everybody. New, longtime player. It's a good year for Super Adventure Festival. I'll be playing it after podcast.
Yeah, I was supposed to join her, but I read it in my half sleep.
I had a feeling. I was worried that would happen, to be honest. So I was like, crap, she might still be awake.
I think I was sleeping, but I do this thing in the middle of the night where I go to the bathroom and I pick up my phone for light because I don't want to turn on the lights. And then because I picked up my phone, I look at messages. I'm like, oh yeah, but I don't remember any of it in the morning.
All right. Next up, I did get to try a few new games. I think I mentioned that I would be starting Dark Switch on the last podcast. I played through a couple chapters. I actually died yesterday. It was horrible. It is super fun. If you're a city builder player or I mean it's honestly like a survival city builder. So for those that aren't familiar with it, this is a game where you are trying to build a civilization on a giant tree. The tree like has some protection and obviously being up high keeps you away from this fog that covers the ground and drives people insane. And has monsters in it sometimes. It was really fun.
Lovely.
The interesting thing about it is, so at the moment it doesn't have like an endless mode or like just like creative mode yet. They're thinking about it, but so it's a game with a story, like a city builder with a storyline, which is very interesting. And so it kind of like throws all these different challenges at you and asks you to like build these different things. Or sometimes the villagers will be like, "Hey, we're worried about running low on wood, so can you gather this much wood for us or whatever." It's I don't know, I really like it. It's challenging. I'll definitely say that. Like we were going pretty well, and then we got into chapter 3 and everything went to hell. Like,
so when you died, or like is it just like,
yeah, this time we died. So technically we had a death before. I won't say more on that matter, but like it was part of the story. So this time it was like a full on, you could restart from another save. So if you saved at certain points, you could maybe salvage it. But I decided to just start over because I was like, well, I can get through the prologue and stuff really quickly. Like, and I can do better this time because I know more about what's coming. But yeah, it's really cool. The buildings, I like the little buildings. It's got these little like story cutscenes that are just super dope. Just like cinematic cutscenes that they're a little bit scary because obviously the fog is terrifying. But yeah, I really liked it. that was Dark Switch. Check it out. Add it to your wish list if it sounds like something you'd play. I think it was something special. Luna, you have at least one more thing to talk about that you played recently. Do you want to tell us about Glimmerwick?
Oh my god. I loved Glimmerwick so much. So like I always loved witchy games. I like the whole witch core everything. And witch games are always such a hit and miss for me. And when Glimmerwick came across my emails, I was like, this might be a thing. And it's so lovely. The storytelling, everything is voiced. I was like, from the moment I started this game to the moment I stopped playing it because it was just a demo, I kept on being surprised. You know?
It was a very full demo at that.
It was a very, very
full.
good full demo. Yeah. And another thing to have to say about it, like huge, massive props. I've lived in England before. And the voice acting it did here is so on point. It really feels like you're just in an old English town, mingling with the locals. The voice acting, like I'm so like amazed by it. They did such an incredible job. I cannot stress that enough. So the vibes are immaculate. The art just fits it. It just goes with it. It just works. Everybody's voiced. Everything has something to do with you. Everyone has something for you to do. There's no quest markers per se. There's just like you talk to people and they might have a task for you and they might not, you know? And by interacting with people, you find out stuff about their neighbors and things that they like to do. And like there's this one villager who's an elderly lady, and she decides to roll back into school, and her grandkids are super excited about it because now they're in school with their grandma, and it's just the cutest. And she decides to not sleep at the school because she thinks that would be a bit weird, like that would be crossing a boundary, right? And it's just all these like really charming, endearing interactions, and the voice acting fits, and it's fantastic. The one thing that I struggled with. This is a witchy game.
Right.
As such, it has casting spells, kind of part of it. I suck at it.
That was the little rhythm game, right?
A rhythm game with the keyboard. I know about 80, 84, 85 words per minute, which is fairly, you know, on the faster side, apparently. I checked. I totally after this game went to check my word per minute. And it said it was above average. So there you go. I can totally touch type. No issue. I can talk to you. I can have a conversation with you and be touch typing, like really fast typing. No problem. You give me a rhythm game, I'm screwed. I'm so screwed. I cannot look at the screen, process what key it wants me to type, and type it without looking at my keyboard. And it was like, oh yeah, you just need to get to 1 star. 1 star is like 192 points. I think the highest I got is 60.
This girl got a negative 23. I couldn't believe it was possible.
The moment I saw this, I was like, I knew I was screwed. I was like, oh no.
To be fair, I know Lavas like played the demo as well, and she was like kind of rocking it, but even she was having some struggles, so the inputs might have been a bit off as well.
Maybe. Oh my god.
I'm not good at rhythm games
either.
First
try, I didn't know if we had to. I didn't know. For some reason I thought we had to click the button once it hit the letter at the bottom. I didn't know we had to click the button when at the line. So that first one doesn't count. But it sadly got worse than that, so maybe I shouldn't have said that.
She started like saying the letters out loud. Oh my god. It was beautiful.
It's like, do you have to say them? I was like, no.
Because there's that like one hand clapping game where you do have to use your voice.
Yeah.
And so I was like, is this like a voice activated puzzle?
And I was like halfway singing and it was like ATJK.
It was comedy gold. Y'all should definitely go back and check out that VOD.
I had such a good time with it. I highly recommend Glimmerwick when it comes out. It's so good. Songs of Glimmerwick.
Yeah, so that was
say.
Songs of Glimmerwick. I think that it's a public-facing demo now, so you can try it out and see if you like it. It looked really, really cute.
It was so good. Everything, the lore, the world building, the voice acting, the freaking rhythm games. I need to see if there's a mod for that.
There probably will be. You're not the only one. Another game I got a chance to look at was Hidden Around the World, which is another hidden object game. The hidden object devs have found me now.
Yeah, yes, they have.
They have found me now. This one was kind of cool. So we've talked about Lost and Found Co. before, which the thing I liked about that one was that it had a storyline, right? This one did not have a storyline, but it did have a kind of different feature where, like, first of all, you could move everything. You could just pick up objects and move them, buildings, everything. And so it had an additional challenge mode where you basically needed to find the right buildings and objects and put them together and like copy a picture, to get extra points basically. And all of the points and money that you earn goes towards buying these items for their free play mode or their like map editor mode where you can make your own hidden object challenges and upload them to the workshop for other players to use.
That's really neat.
Yeah, and so already, you know, like I haven't fully finished the game, the story, or like I won't say storyline. You visit different countries. So I haven't fully gone through all the countries yet. But it I don't know, just having the picture challenge and like with the hidden object game, of course, it all just works really well. And then the fact that they added that workshop mode means that this is a game that you can play forever.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like you could just play this forever because players are building their own maps and there's so many objects that you can use that you can really keep building different pictures for people to play with. I was very impressed with the way that they handled that. And it's only like $8, so it's kind of a steal.
I've been recommending this to people who come and chat and asking for hidden object. First of all, I don't know how we got to this, but like last week we had a whole conversation about hidden object games.
It's because of Lost and Found Co.
I was like, go to Cesire. She's got you covered, but she has recently played this. Go check that out.
Yeah, this one. I think this one's a great recommendation. It's the classic hidden object, and then obviously you have like the magnifying glass so you can look in buildings, so that adds like a different little level of challenge. It was really neat. I really liked it. We're gonna finish it eventually. TM on stream. And then
years later.
I think last episode I mentioned that I was going to try Terrascape after the podcast, and I did, and it's another city builder. The city building devs have found me as well.
Honestly,
like, you played this one, here's all these.
Props to you, because you do so many, I feel like, obscure games that a lot of time people wouldn't really find if they were just, you know, your casual Steam user. And I feel like you are like one of those people that thanks to you, people end up finding these games and then they recommend them to friends and the friends recommend them to friends and so on and so forth. So I feel like you've really tapped into that hardcore indie variety game market, and you're doing great at it, and I'm not surprised that all these devs are reaching out to you because they should. If they're not already, they're sleeping on you.
Well, thank you. Right. And I feel the same way. Like I'm really happy with kind of the way that the stream has gone and how we've gone really pretty deep indie because we've played so many amazing games, and it's really fun to be like, you know, like when you have to explain to your family what you do. Now when they're like, what, when their eyes glaze over when I say I'm a streamer, I play video games for people to watch, I can be like, okay, so basically I'm an indie marketer.
Yeah.
And so it's easier for them to be like, oh, okay, I
Game
understand those
reviewer.
words.
A critic.
But
An
yeah.
indie game critic.
But we tried out Terra Escape, and this one was great. So this is like a cozy city builder. It's like, like the hex based, you place different buildings, and it kind of builds up the city. It had a cool mechanic where if you put buildings in a certain way, like multiple buildings, it would make like these long houses, or it would turn like a berry gathering huts into a full-on orchard. And you would get points for all of that. It was really fun. And it had a couple different modes too. Like, so I was doing the campaign mode. But they have like a kind of a freestyle mode. And then they also had a mode that was like a puzzle mode where it was like harder to place the buildings and you had to like really think about where you put things. It was a lot of fun. And then we tried the Ancient Egypt DLC, which basically felt like a whole new freaking game. Because it was like the same city building. Oh, go ahead.
It's something that I'm observing watching your VOD right now. It's like building a city circle after you complete so many like fields, like after you turn in so many.
Yeah, so that's like the merging.
Okay.
By putting like say you have like some berry huts and like a couple farm plots, right? And you put them in a certain way, which you can see kind of on the side panel, like they show you different things that you can make. It merges into something bigger, so you can make like a manor estate farm, or like an orchard. It was very, very charming. I really vibed with it. Just very chill. I think we lost one of the rounds, but I didn't really feel bad about it because it was just me not placing things the best way, But yeah, it was really fun. I would definitely recommend checking out Terra Escape. It's been out for a while, but they did the Ancient Egypt DLC, which again, like I said, felt like a different game because it was still city builder in Egypt, but you had the additional challenge of like you're in the desert, right? And so you have to place certain buildings to convert the desert to other types of land to use for certain buildings. So it was like this additional level of like complexity. I was like, I'm gonna go back to the base game for now. I don't want to learn this right now. But it was really cool.
So you didn't do the Egypt thing?
I did a little bit of it, yeah. I think I did it until I failed. Yeah, because I couldn't, because like basically you had to really be mindful of what land you were building because you needed to like get a high score basically. It's not that it was bad, it's just that I had just learned the base game and I wasn't ready to learn more. Fair. Yeah, it was really cool. And then lastly, I know I talk about a lot, but lastly, we got to check out, we mentioned this last episode because it came out, or it was coming out recently, or maybe we mentioned it during Next Fest. I don't know. We mentioned it because I didn't know how to say it. Oregamont.
I actually got a code for this as well. I'm planning on testing it out on one of my co-working days.
I think you'll like it. It was super chill. If you're not, if you get like platformy rage, it might not be or for you. So like Delicia, one of my community members, she's like, yeah, I like watching you play this, but I am not gonna play it. But I found it just incredibly chill. Like there were obviously some like extra challenge modes that you can do that were a little bit harder, but like the game itself, like it flowed really well. And I don't feel like at any point.
How are you controlling it?
Just I was using my controller. I was using my controller, so I was basically like your Y, B, X, A button was to change your shape.
Right.
And so it was very, very easy, and it was really occasionally you couldn't change like based on what you had been before. So like it would like have a lock symbol on it. But for the most part, like you could just easily switch between shapes without having to think about it too much, which was nice. And you just got to go to all these cute little worlds, trying to find, because basically you're a letter, you're a lost letter that came to life because of a wish. And so you're trying to find your way to your destination through these different dimensions, basically, with this weird paper craft cat that guides you. It's very cute. And it's short and sweet. You know, I think it took us like 4.5 hours or something, and we almost got all of the coins. And the other cool thing is, so you collect these coins throughout the level. You can use those coins to buy different skins for your paper. So like in this one, I'm a wanted poster, and later I'm wrapping paper.
Love that.
But the other cool thing is they also had these little origami shapes that you could buy, and it had instructions to fold it. So you could like fold it in real life if you wanted to, which I thought was really neat.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, this is Origamont or Origamont. I honestly do not know how to say it. It's a hard one.
Say like origami is ori.
Yeah,
so it's
like Origamont. Yeah, something. Yeah. Basically, it's an origami adventure. Short, sweet, and I found it very charming. I liked it a lot.
Okay.
I hope you enjoy it.
I have a topic I want to talk about.
All right, what up, girl?
Listen,
we're in between.
We haven't done hot takes, rambles, or things in a while, so we're gonna bring it back.
All right, what up?
I don't know if this is really hot. This has nothing to do with a hot take. This is just gonna lead into something that I kind of touched on already in a podcast earlier. So I don't know if you were aware, but apparently Fortnite has just laid off about 20% of its workforce because they are spending significantly more than they are making following a decline in player engagement. So they've dropped about 29% in playtime during 2025, which has led to obvious financial losses. And the reason I wanted to bring this up is because like I've played Fortnite. I think Fortnite is a fun game. I've had my fun with it. I would probably play it again in the future. I don't play it a whole lot because... Can you guess why, Cess? Can you guess why I don't play Fortnite a lot?
Is it because you don't have the time, or is it too competitive?
It's the money.
It's the money.
It's the money, because you log on to Fortnite for the first time, you play your first game, and every single person, or almost every single person, has some kind of a like really cute and fancy skin. And then you're like, oh, I want to look cute too, right? And so it's that FOMO again, right? So you're like, okay, let me see how much these skins cost. But one of these skins will cost you about at least $30 for one skin. For one digital skin.
Yeah, so they were getting roasted on Blue Sky because people were like, they did a Peak collab, right? So like you can be a Peak Scout in Fortnite, and they were like, yeah, but this costs like $20 or like $25 or something, and the game Peak costs like $10. So like,
yeah. And that's the thing. They've done so many cool collabs, but their skins are just always ass. I remember there was like a skin I wanted to get like last year or so, and I looked into it, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna treat myself to a Fortnite skin. I've been playing it a bit, I've been enjoying it, I want to play more of it. I logged in, I checked the skin, $60.
Jesus.
And I was like,
what skin was that?
Yeah, no, I don't even remember. I was like, I'm not doing this. So it just, you know, it's that preying. It's what I said earlier, the preying on FOMO again. They're absolutely preying on people seeing other people with these fancy skins and wanting to be part of that. And so the FOMO kicks in, and so then you're like, oh, let me crunch the numbers. Let me see if I can potentially afford that skin. And then you have the thing is, you have your skin, like your person's skin that you're wearing, right?
Yeah.
But then you also have a glider. Then you also have gun skins. Then you also have hammer skins. You have so many different skins for all the different things, and it's just it's stupid. And I think the problem, a lot of these game companies that have in-game currency stores are facing is that they are tone deaf to the economic crisis that the world is
Right?
currently in.
Like, I can't
Like,
afford a, $20 skin. I'd rather eat lunch.
yeah, exactly. Like, that's a freaking lunch. What do you mean? You know? And it's like, so many people are struggling to get by every month, to pay their bills, to be able to buy freaking food. Nobody's gonna spend $20 upwards on, I mean, no, not nobody, but it's just gonna be something that people think of more, and a lot of people are just gonna say, like, actually, you know what, I'm gonna go buy myself food instead of spending like 2025, not on a new game, because that's the next thing, not on a new game, but on a skin for an
Yeah.
apparently free game.
Yeah.
Um,
Freemium.
yeah, freemium. And it's the same thing. I feel like a lot of AAA games and companies are facing similar issues where they're, for some reason, going up and up and up in their prices. Like, I remember deluxe editions were used to be $80 at most. Now more and more you see deluxe editions creeping up into the hundreds. I saw a deluxe edition for something a few months ago that was 120, and I'm like, bro, like, what world do you live in? Because clearly we do not live in the same world. Like, you're asking for more, and people don't have more. They have less than what they did 10 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why, and like, honestly, props to indie games who are managing to stay a smaller team, produce incredible games, and still keep their prices affordable.
And it's not
Because so
easy
many
for
more
them
people.
either.
No,
But
but so
they're
many
doing
people
it.
are now like saying, let me get an indie game for $25 and actually have fun with that rather than spend like $80 on this AAA game that I might not even enjoy that much. You know, it's a big gamble, and I think these big companies who have, their high prices really need to start rethinking how they market their stuff and how highly they price their stuff, because it's just gonna go downhill for them. Like
Yeah.
if they
Yeah.
don't change something, it's just gonna continue going downhill for them.
Well, and as listeners know, I've always been, I've always reamed on in-game shops and being too expensive almost across the
Mhm.
board. Because it's just like,
Mhm.
well, like, it's weird to me. Because when I think like I'm selling a thing, right? And yes, of course, it took me some work to make, but it's just like the difference between having it be like $5, $10 to like $15 to $20 is bigger than you would think. And so it's just like I can more easily, $5. That's easy for me to spend on a game. Like, that's easy. $10, it's still kind of easy, but then you start getting up higher and I'm just like, well, I don't really have the spare funds right now to do that. So
No.
I'm going to look for, and I think the interesting thing is like with Palia, for example, I only call them out because I'm very familiar with their store. Their
Mhm.
outfits being too expensive. It's like I don't buy outfits for the
Uh,
most part. I buy them on sale or when they're in special bundles, but I don't buy
mhm.
outfits.
Same.
Because I can't justify the price of it. And I feel like if they just lowered their prices just kind of across the board, ultimately, in my opinion, and maybe I'm wrong because I don't see the sales numbers, but I feel like they would sell more and
Same.
make more money.
I don't know. It's to make more money that I don't know
Well, if
about,
they're
because
selling
like,
more, they're making more money. Like,
yeah,
so
but
if
if
you
the
can only
price is
sell to
less.
Wells, right? If you can only sell to the people who have a huge disposable income and you're selling $20 skins, and say you've
Mhm.
only got like 5 people, right? But maybe you kick that skin down to $10, and if 10 people buy it, you break even.
Mhm. And it would make the thing is, it would make the player base, the majority of the player base, the bigger pool, a lot more happier if a lot more people were able to afford the premium object, which and then in turn would create people recommending it more and would create a bigger chance of people coming back over and over and over again, rather than it's just, as humans, we always want to belong to something. It's part of our DNA. We want to belong to a group of friends, to a group of people. We want to say, hey, I'm part of these people or whatnot. So when you're in a game where everybody, like, one of my best friends recently started playing Paleo, and she was in a position where she was able to cash out and buy a bunch of things, but she started a game and she was like, I almost feel like I have to buy something, because I go in the game and everybody has these pretty gliders and pretty outfits, and I'm here with my like base game outfit, and I just feel like completely out of place, and it doesn't feel nice. So yeah, maybe being a bit, we're calling on Paleo right now because, again, like Seth said, we're very familiar with it, but this goes for so many things. You can apply this to ESO as well. Pretty much almost any game
Yeah.
with
Guild Wars
a
2 is
cash
like a
store.
little bit better, but even them, some of their stuff
I
is
have
expensive.
my gripes.
So like, well, yeah, because like the living story is in the gem store and stuff. Like their saving grace is that you can convert gold to gems, so you can earn it if you don't have money. And so like with Paleo, just to give them a little bit of a boost, because like it does feel like it might seem like we're ragging on them. It's because we love the game. They have taken strides to make it a little bit better for players who can't afford to buy things. So like the lunar paths, for example, giving some cosmetic items here and there, that's good. Because it's just the fact of the matter that there are players who will never be able to buy things. Just
and on that note, again, on a lunar pass, if you do get the premium of that is unlocked forever.
Yeah.
It's not unlocked just for that month, or
and you
just
can unlock it later when
forever.
you have money.
Yeah. You can unlock it whenever you want, and once you do unlock it, it is forever there.
So like, to me, they understand that, and if I don't know, I think because the big players have charged what they charge, it's easier for these indie games to be like, well, that's the price, and it's just like, okay, but if you made it cheaper, I will buy more. It's like the Guild Wars 2 housing pieces. They're like 800 gems, which is like $10 or something. I buy all of those. It's the easiest, because I'm just like, yeah, I'll absolutely buy these decorations for this really cheap price because I have them forever and I can craft more. But ESO, in comparison, I have never bought a Crown Store decoration, I don't think, and I never will.
I've bought Crowns and decorations, but only when they were on severe sale.
Yeah, being on sale is good. Watch for the sales for sure. But yeah, I just, and honestly, I'd love to see the numbers. No, but that's why I'm saying,
like, games in general, not just Paleo, not just ESO, any game with an in-game store, or any AAA game that is selling their games for an atrocious amount, you guys, like, I'm sorry, but y'all have to get with the economy. You guys have to get with the rest of the people. Like, see that everybody's struggling if you want to continue selling your games and actually keeping your people, your players that have been dedicated to you for potentially like tens of years, still there. Like, you have to change something. End of story. Like, that's just what it comes down to. It's insane. I stopped playing Sims now. I don't remember last time I bought an expansion, because like so about, what was it, like 2 years ago, or maybe even 3 years ago now, Sims started bringing out this new thing called kits. So they have like their expansions, they have their I don't even know what all different things are called anymore now, but they have like their big expansion packs, which are new area, new neighborhood and stuff like that, and a bunch of new stuff, some new mechanics. And they have like their smaller expansions, which basically just include maybe a new skill line, or some other bigger items, but not a new neighborhood. And then they brought a new thing called kits. And the kits, initially I was like, it's not that bad. It's like $5 for a kit, and you have like some additional items. Yeah, sure, you don't get a bunch, but like for $5, that's fair. Like every once in a while, sure. But then they start releasing like almost 2 kits every month.
Well,
And I was
and
like,
they never
huh.
feel like they have enough in them, to be honest.
No,
Like, you
and
would look
that's
at
the
them and be
thing.
like, no.
Exactly. And that's the thing. I feel like their expansion packs with the new neighborhoods ended up starting to include less and less and less.
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
they put split, and in turn, they gave us more and more kits.
Yep.
Like something like, let's say an expansion used to include God knows how many items. They now like split that up to be able to include 3 kits that would also go in line with that expansion.
That is
But
most
now you have to
definitely
pay it
happening.
separately.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just I checked out. I was like, you know what? At some point, it's too much, and this is too much. I'm out. Um, and yeah, and it's like that's just gonna keep on happening to, I'm not gonna be the only one. And it's
Mm-mm.
gonna keep on happening to multiple companies if they don't get with the program. If they don't get with the rest of the world, that's gonna keep on happening.
Well, and it's interesting too because you're kind of you see it a little bit multiplayer games, friend games. There was one called King of Meat that recently came out and they shut down already. Like I think they were only up for like 3 or 4 months. And it's just like, well, I feel like the game was like $20 or a little bit higher or something. And it's like, well, it's difficult for me to get all my friends to buy a $20 game that we're not sure we're gonna play a ton of. Um, like that's a hard ask.
Yeah,
And those games are meant
yeah,
to
it
be played
is.
with friends, and so it's just like, well, then I'm not gonna buy it just for myself because I either need to buy it for my friends or convince them to buy it, and that's it's getting harder. So like, it's like, well, maybe if it had been a little cheaper,
Hmm.
it might have been easier to convince people to play because it's like peak $10. That one's easy to be like, and it's less than
So
$10,
easy.
but it's easy to be like,
Less than 10,
hey, check out this game with me because if you play it just once or twice, you're gonna get your money's worth. But it's such a fun game
That
that
and
you're gonna play it
also
more.
you're more inclined to just gift it to a friend. I
Yeah.
feel like if you really want to try this out with a friend, you're more inclined to just gift it to them because it's that cheap, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to mention something. Now, we just said go cheaper, but then there's Nintendo, and Nintendo, I feel like just gets such a hard pass on
Well,
so many things. Like it's okay. Here's a hall pass. You're fine.
I actually saw an article about that recently. So part of the reason that Nintendo has never changed their pricing, um, like part of the reason they don't go on sale very often is they have a huge rainy day fund, so that if things get really bad, they can still operate. And so basically the extra stuff that they get into that goes into that the rainy day fund for when things aren't doing so well. So like for
Well,
example, probably during the Wii U years, that's how they kept going.
poor Wii U. Poor
Which
Wii
I
U.
just
They
thought
hit
that was
the
very
missed the
interesting.
mark. Um. Well, yeah, and I have to say, like, Nintendo hasn't gone up in their prices. Like, their
They have
games are
now.
still $60.
They have now. Some of their first party games are now $70.
Okay.
So like Pokopia was one. And some of the like Mario games. It's
Right.
I don't know how they decide it now. It's interesting.
We'll have to see how that keeps on going. But yeah, I'm just saying Nintendo just gets like a freaking hall pass because how many people have just like broken their heckin' bank accounts to go get a Switch 2 and Pokopia?
I mean, at the end of the day, if you make a good game that people want to play, you can
Mm-hmm.
charge what you want for it. But if
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna hinge your studio on it, you might need to check the market and make sure that your pricing matches what you're trying to like make back because
Mm-hmm.
it's rough out there and gaming is entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
I mean it's art but it's entertainment, and so what's the first thing to go when things get hard? The entertainment budget.
Entertainment. Yeah, that's how it is.
So yeah, I mean I hope that things will get better, but I also
Oh yeah.
when I see all these layoffs,
Absolutely.
I'm so jaded about it now because I'm just like, well, they have enough money to take care of these people. They chose not
No,
to.
absolutely. No, I am 100% with you on that.
Yeah.
It's they chose not to, and it's I mean, I don't know the inner workings, but to me, I'm like, Fortnite has made so much money and has
Oh
gotten
yeah,
so
it
big.
prints money. but it's not printing as much money.
Deal with it, honestly.
Yeah.
I just want to tell them, like, freaking deal with it.
Yeah.
Get over yourself.
I mean, the reason I
laying
never
off
got
people.
into Lego Fortnite, because I really wanted to get into it, but like all the skin stuff was just so annoying. I was just like, well, everything is paid, and I don't know. I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't want to have.
I mean, that's why I
have to
stopped
have
playing
Fortnite
Overwatch.
on my computer anymore.
Yeah, that's why I stopped playing Overwatch, because like I loved Overwatch 1, like the original, and all the skins you were able to collect by just playing the game. And then they brought out, like, Overwatch 1 had like a new hero every few years. And then they brought out Overwatch 2, and they're like bringing out a new hero every 6 months or less, and you need to pay for them, by the way. And they're bringing out so many skins that are locked behind a paywall, and I'm like, all right, well, that's an easy uninstall, because like I used to be able to do all this for free. I used to be able to just log into the game and actually play the game to unlock pretty skins and then show off that I worked my ass off for this, So, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, game devs, if you're listening, I don't know. I know we're not the only ones with this opinion.
Get a grip.
Like, it's easier to spend $5 or $10 on skins than it is to spend 20. Just straight up. $20 can get me some food.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Next up, I wanted to talk about the Triple I initiative real quick. I think I watched this last year as well. But I signed up to co-stream for it this year, and it was delightful. So for people who are not familiar with the Triple I initiative, it's kind of like bigger budget indie games a little bit.
Okay.
And it's a showcase that it doesn't have any presenters, it doesn't have any ads, it's literally just trailers. And then after the showcase, they even have developer deep dives that like the devs can choose to submit. And so they're all kind of different. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite showcases. So I was really happy to be able to co-stream it. So this one, it was a little bit more, there were a lot more horror games than I'm used to seeing in these showcases, which obviously for me is like, hell yeah. But for other people is, not so good. But don't worry, Luna, there's some stuff even for you to talk about here, because one of these games on my list, you have more familiarity with me at this time than I do. So yeah, Triple I initiative.
Oh,
super fun showcase. The fact that they didn't have presenters, it just kept things really tight. They got on, did their ads for like an hour, or maybe even longer. It was a really long showcase, and then we got to watch the developer deep dives. So speaking of developer deep dives, I wanted to specifically mention one of the games on here, Shift at Midnight. This is a game I had seen. I think maybe it was during Next Fest or something, and I hadn't really thought to try it yet. Like I was like, oh, it's on my radar, right? But they got a developer deep dive, and he made like just the funniest video about how his journey of making the game and trying to get what he called the big 3 streamers to play it, because he was like, if I get these streamers to play it, I will make it. And so then he set this like ridiculous goal where he was like, yeah, so if we get 300,000 wish lists, I will make it multiplayer. And he's like, we'll never get there. But he got 2 of the big streamers at least without even trying. So like Markiplier was one of them to check out the game while it was on itch.io. And so it exploded. He was so bad. He's like, it'll give me time. Like, if this goal will give me time to actually prepare to make multiplayer, because I've never made multiplayer. But yeah, so the wish list goal got smashed. So now he's trying to learn how to make it multiplayer. But it's a little horror game where you work in a gas station at night. And you have to determine whether the customers are actual customers or like shapeshifters, doppelgangers, whatever, anomalies. Based on like what they tell you, or like say like the name on their ID doesn't match or something. And so it's just this ridiculous little anomaly spotting game with gas station simulator mixed in. It looks really fun. And I like I said, the developer deep dive, even Tree. So Tree's not as into these games as I am. Even Tree was like, yeah, that developer video made me want to try it.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah, it was very cool. And then we got to see a trailer for Windrose, which we've seen before. But I think they're getting closer. They did their early access launch, right?
Yeah, their early access is now out and available. I think they currently have a 10% sale on Steam. I don't know if they still do. I know they had yesterday. Let me quickly check. But yeah, they have a 10% sale at the moment. They're just in early access, and honestly, so I played Valheim, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I loved Valheim. And ever since Valheim was like my first survival game. But ever since I played Valheim, I've been in search, and I've been desiring a game that gives me that kind of same survival vibe that Valheim did, that thirst to explore, to build, to experience the world, the game.
Uh-huh.
And I've tried a few, but all of them are just like not quite there. This caught me by complete surprise. I checked this out a little bit, like I watched a trailer for it, and was like, eh. But then I was like, you know what, I would play it. Like, if I managed to get a key for it or something, and then got it for the hubby, like I played with him. I got gifted. Someone in my community was very generous and gifted to me, so I paid it forward to hubby. And we've been playing it together for the past 2 nights, and we've been having an absolute blast. The combat is so difficult to me. Oh my god. Like there's recovery time essentially. You swing your sword, you have recovery time after you swing your sword. And if you're like, no, heck recovery time, I'm just gonna swing until I run out of stamina. No, the freaking boar is gonna tackle you and you're gonna die. I have died so many times in that game already. To freaking boars and dodos.
So at first I was kind of interested because I was like, so me and my friends, we loved Sea of Thieves, but we didn't necessarily love being PvP all the time, right? So I was terrified at first that it was going to be PvP, PvE. Thank goodness it's just PvE.
So definitely, if you like Sea of Thieves, if you like Valheim, check it out. 100%.
What really got me interested is the fact that you can build a freaking pirate fort.
Yep.
That's what sold me.
Yeah. It's good. So wait, have you been playing this too?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I don't have the time or the funds at the moment, but
we have
it is
a server, just saying.
It's coming up when I applied for a key, so fingers crossed.
Shameless plug real quick. I have a server with Nodecraft. I'm Nodecraft sponsored. If you use code GIGGLE at checkout in Nodecraft, which they do incredible servers, by the way, very stable, highly recommend. You get the best offer that they currently have available on their website.
There you go. You should pin that in the comments later. when it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Windrose, definitely one worth checking out. Like Luna said, if you like Sea of Thieves, if you like Valheim, it's coming together really nicely. And it's in early access now, so you can help shape the future of the game for the price of the game. Next up, you mentioned so when we were talking about Glimmerwick, you mentioned how you're not good at rhythm games, and to be completely honest, neither am I. I tried a rhythm game demo during Endix last time, and it was abysmal. It was so bad because it was like a rhythm combat game, and I couldn't do it.
Oh god.
So this game came up during the Triple I initiative, and I was like, oh man, it's a rhythm game. However, they also got a developer deep dive, and this game is going to be freaking cool. So it's called Dead as Disco. It's a game where you basically get to come back for like one night to try and fight like your former bandmates because you were murdered or something. So you come back, and so it's like it's a beat 'em up game with rhythm, but the thing that sold me on it is that you don't have to be a good rhythm player to enjoy the game. Like the way that they built the system, even if you're bad at, pressing the buttons on time, you're still going to get like really cool animations while you're fighting, and you're still going to be able to get through the fight. But if you're a better player, you're going to get even cooler animations that, flow with the music. So the thing that really impressed me about this game that we learned during the deep dive, so obviously they have the music that they've chosen for the game, right? Some of it's licensed music, so if you're a streamer, you might have to use streamer mode. But the thing that makes this really different is they have a mode where you can put your own music into it. So like whatever music you like, you can just be like, here's this song. It'll calculate the beats per minute, and then you can use that song to fight. And the character will still be able to sync up with it as long as it has like the beats per minute. And then say you're really nuts or you're a musician, right? You can actually go into it and you can like adjust things manually to make it flow even better. And so like their goal is they're hoping people will make music videos, like fighting music videos using the game and stuff.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So it has a lot of potential, and even for people who aren't good and like myself and like you at rhythm games, I haven't tried the demo yet, so I'll have to let you know after I try it.
I feel like Hubby tried this once upon a time, a demo for it, and he really loved it.
It's possible.
Really, really loved it.
Yeah, because we've known about it for a while, but I think they're ramping up closer to launch now. Okay. But yeah, I think it's definitely worth checking out. I'll let you guys know once I try the demo. But that's Deda's Disco. Again, another game where the developer deep dive kind of sold it for me. Because they were just able to talk more about the game itself, and I was like, okay, that sounds cool as hell. Next up is actually Luna's head's covering it a little bit, which is fine. It's called Lost Railway. This is like, honestly, I've been calling it lethal, like Pixel Lethal. Lethal Company.
Pixel Lethal?
Yeah, because it's this little game, this little pixel game, and you get to be these cute little animals. And you have to go, it's one of those quota games, so you have to go into the mines or whatever and gather stuff and bring it back. And the train always needs to be able to move forward, so you're probably like buying fuel and stuff and just trying to survive. So it's kind of that same like horror co-op game, but with silly, cute little animals and pixel graphics. And I don't know, I think it has a lot of potential to be a lot of fun. Especially because I do play Repo and I do play Lethal Company, so it's like right up my alley. So I'm keeping my eye on that one. And then we had one that really kind of came out of left field. A little bit weird. A game called Prove You're Human. This is by the same devs that did Slay the Princess, if you're familiar with it, which is a very wacky little game, like visual novel game. And so like when I saw it was them, I was like, oh, this is gonna be weird, and I was not wrong. This is a game where you're tasked with putting an AI in its place who thinks it's a human. So like the AI is convinced that it's a human, and you're supposed to basically convince her that she's not.
Okay.
And so it's kind of like a walking simulator with like little CAPTCHA puzzle games and a little bit of a storyline in terms of getting to know the employees and whatnot. It looks wild. It's like a psychological horror. So it just looks cerebral and trippy. And it's like a combination of like, obviously CGI, like motion capture. But I think they also have some like real, like actually filmed pieces, kind of like Alan Wake did.
All right.
That intersperse in there for when it's like the actual human world or whatever. They didn't tell us much more outside of that, but it looks like my kind of weird. We'll just say that. And they got to have a deep dive too, where they just kind of because they didn't want to give too much away. So we got to see like a little bit of the voice acting process and a little bit of the coding process and a little bit of the motion capture process. It was really cute. I'm very intrigued by it. I think it'll be one of those games where you know, like it's one of those games that makes you just go, what the heck did I just play?
Yeah.
So I'm looking out for that one.
Although incest, that is kind of worrying.
Well, it's just, you know, it's going to tackle into the, you know, what is consciousness, like what makes a human a human, and that's a fascinating topic to me. So done right, I think it could be really good. It could be impactful even. Next up is a co-op game. I don't know if you're familiar at all with the We Were Here games. They're like little co-op games with an emphasis on communication. So technically, you shouldn't be like couch co-op, because sometimes one person will see stuff that the other person does not, and you have to like communicate it. So they have another entry that they're coming out with, which is We Were Here Tomorrow. So it's a more futuristic version of We Were Here, because the other ones are a little bit more lower tech, I would say, or like, you know, like one of them's in like a mine or something. So this one's like a sci-fi version, just a puzzle co-op adventure, basically. And it looks like a lot of fun. I haven't played them, but I've seen a couple other streamers play them before. I would say they're one of those companies that consistently puts out decent co-op games. So I'm excited to check it out with Tree. Yeah. And then lastly, another horror adjacent game. This is a pixel game called Neverway.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's it really looks like an old like Game Boy Advance game, or maybe
I would
Game
just
Boy
really
DS.
like to say, if any horror game devs are listening, send your stuff to Cesire, not Loonaromi. Okay? Okay, thank you. Carry on.
I don't know. They just get me. I don't know. I've always been a horror movie watcher, but yeah. So this one is just really stunning artwork. It's a story kind of, you know, akin to Stardew, quitting your job and going to run a farm, right? Except for apparently you become the immortal herald of a god.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so you gotta like, you know, you can make friends, you gotta fight the horrors, and pay your debts to the god. It looks really cool. I love a good pixel game, and I especially love, I like a pixel horror, because I feel like sometimes with horror games that are too realistic, like I just, you know, you get squeamish, or you're just like, okay, I don't really want to play that. So I like a pixel horror game because you can still do like really creepy or gross or weird things, but it doesn't feel as like visceral. Like it doesn't, you know it's not real. And so I feel like
I feel generally with horror games, that you know, they're just
I just feel like pixel graphics is a good medium for it. I don't know. Every pixel horror game I've ever played has been great. So, yeah, those are some of my III initiative picks. There were a lot more. I had to make sure I whittled it down. So you can always go to the III initiative website and check out all of the, I love how it's saying AAA. III. There you go. See what other games were involved, and you could watch the developer deep dives for the games that you're interested in, because they're just, it's really cool to see what when given the opportunity, what will devs say about their game and how will they say it. It's just a little bit more special than like just an ad, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, check out III initiative. It's one of my favorite showcases, I have to say. There was another showcase yesterday, but I did not have time and I forgot about it. So we'll talk about that next week. Or next
on
podcast.
A showcase?
Dude, I'm so mad. It went into my spam folder.
Uh-oh.
They were like, hey, you streamed these other showcases. You want to stream this one? But it was in my spam folder.
How dare.
Crushed. Oh, I mean, to be fair, they only contacted me like 2 days before, so there wasn't much notice. Yeah. I think, well, I guess we can just briefly touch on, I mean, we mentioned the Loftia beta last episode. That's starting on April 22nd. If you go
check our social media accounts for some giveaways.
Yeah, mine and Luna's Blue Sky both have giveaways, and also some other friendos that we've shared as well. So there's a lot of chances to get into the closed beta and check out the game.
I mean, mine will be done by the time this podcast goes up on YouTube and Spotify.
Oh shit.
But I will be doing one on my stream as well.
Yeah, and so like, and she shared, some other friendos that also did it, so you could still go to her socials and find some of the giveaways. But yeah, so we'll be getting into that next week with a collab. For those that don't know, Loftia is like a solar punk MMO centered around sustainability.
They just
building
released
together.
a new trailer, which I think people should watch. It's very cute.
Beautiful. I need to share it now that it's not embargoed anymore.
Yeah, I literally saw them release it right before the podcast. I was like, yes, perfect.
So yeah, check out Loftia. I think it's loftia.gg is their website. Yeah. So you can see all their beta information and stuff. We're excited about it, but I just wanted to bring it up again briefly. Did you have any other juicy tidbits before we move into the upcoming games?
I don't have juicy tidbits anymore. I don't know what you have in the upcoming games. I don't remember what I told you to put in the upcoming games, but I know there's a game coming up that I am interested in, and I don't know if it's there, so we'll see.
All right. We'll see. Without further ado, upcoming games. I had to make sure I started with the right one. I'm always terrified that I didn't, but I did. Okay.
It's not there.
It's on the second one. It's on the second one. All right. So, April 17th, today, a cute little game called Tree Planter releases. Obviously, as a person who streams under the name It's a Tree, I had to mention this, but also, it's a cool little game where you basically just build little scenes with trees. But the interesting thing about it is when you buy the game, they plant a tree. And if they get too many sales, they'll also be planting wildflowers, just like fields all over the place, wherever they're able to. So it's a game, but it's also a way to plant a tree in real life and then make pretty little tree dioramas in the game. It looks really cute. It's one of those games when you you want to turn your brain off or you just like really need to relax. You just go build a pretty little picture, right? So that's April 17th. Tree Planter. Buy it.
Little trees.
Plant a tree. Next up is one that I actually played during Next Fest, but I don't even think I mentioned it during the Next Fest episodes because there was so much to talk about. But there's a game called Blades, Bows, and Magic coming out on April 20th. There is still a demo. This is a deck builder game. It's a deck builder that plays like rock, paper, scissors. So blades, bow, magic, rock, paper, scissors. And at first I was like, oh, how are they gonna, make this a game that you want to keep playing? And it's basically positioning is the big thing. So like some of the cards will have like, if this one is behind this guy, you get this extra bonus. And so like that's where the challenge is determining, okay, how do I place my guys so that they, have these bonuses off each other, but so that I can also do damage to the cards in front of me. It was really interesting, to be honest. I liked it a lot. I was kind of surprised by how it kept my attention longer than I thought it would. Just because, you're like, oh, that's a really simple concept, but when you get into it, it can get pretty complex, especially as you get like the bigger, like the better decks and whatnot. It's a very charming little game, and it's like a 2-person team, so we always like a tiny team. Yeah, that releases April 20th. Check it out if it's up your alley. Add it to your wish list. Next up, this one just barely came on my radar, and I'm not a Vampire Survivors player, but I obviously know Vampire Survivors because almost everybody knows it. So Vampire Survivors decided to do a spin-off. They call it Vampire Crawlers, and it's basically a deck builder, but also a dungeon crawler. So you like use your decks to fight things, but you're also, going through a dungeon. It's this really weird little blend, and I honestly think they have another hit on their hands because it looks like an old Game Boy Advance game. Like even like the UI is square, or like the game window is square. So like it really looks like you're just holding a Game Boy and playing this pixel deck builder dungeon crawler. I think it's going to do well. We all know Vampire Survivors did well. I think they got another hit on their hands personally. So yeah, that's nice. April 21st. They have a demo so you can try it out, see if you're into it. Next up is a game I have mentioned in the past. I mentioned it during Endix because I got to check out the demo then. April 22nd, Tides of Tomorrow releases. This is the game where the decisions that you make affect the players who come after you if they chose to follow your playthrough. So, for example, the example I like to use is at the beginning, you can choose whether or not to take medicine. And so if you take the medicine, that means that the person who follows your playthrough does not get the medicine. But if you leave it, they do.
Oh.
Yeah. So, like, at one point, I was
like such a pain in the butt.
Well, it was interesting because at one point I was in a city, right? And I didn't have to do the stealth mission because the player that I had chosen to follow did it for me, basically. And so, like, they had already, like, rebuilt the bridge or whatever. And so, like, I had a different task instead. It's really interesting. Because, like, basically, based on your decisions, your playthrough will get, like, mischief or goody or whatever labels they use, like a good playthrough, a chaos playthrough. And so you get to choose, obviously who you're going to follow. And so the NPCs will even mention like, oh yeah, so-and-so, like their username was here before and this happened. Like, and you don't have to follow anybody. You can just play like your own baseline game. But honestly, that mechanic was what kind of set it apart for me because I was like, I'm not sure I've ever seen anything quite like it. And it's just really cool. And also it's actually a really pretty game. Like the graphics are fun, the story is fun so far, or like the story that you got to do in the demo was fun. So I think it has a lot of potential. And I hope that the system of following other players does well because I think that could be used in other games pretty effectively to create different playthroughs, So yeah, that is Tides of Tomorrow, April 22nd. Check out the demo today. Next up is another fun little friend game, also April 22nd. It's called Space Chaos. It will be entering early access.
Sounds chaotic.
We got a chance to try it. I think it was during Tiny Teams because I was able to get friends in it with me, but it doesn't have a public demo right now, so it had to have been Tiny Teams or something. But basically, you are on a spaceship with your friends, and just all kinds of things will go wrong. And so you guys have to kind of like communicate and try and fix things. And ultimately you're trying to like deliver packages from one area of the ship to portals in different areas of the ship. but at any point, like, a hole could show up in the ship and you have to go fix it, or like there'll be just like llamas running around the map and your friend might explode themselves on accident or irradiate themselves. It was chaotic, but it was pretty fun, and I think early access is probably a smart idea, to really finish polishing it up and adding extra features for people to enjoy. But I think it could be another one of those games where it's just like, oh yeah, it's the weekend, I want to play a game with my friends. Let's load up Space Chaos and play for a couple rounds. Like, I think it has the potential to have the staying power. So we'll see. I had a lot of fun with it. But yeah, April 22nd, launching into early access. And I don't know if they'll be adding another demo later or not, but we'll see.
Okay.
Okay. Let me swap graphics.
Graphics.
Graphics. Yeah, it's for the people who call it GIF.
Right, of course.
Next up is, I don't know if I've mentioned this game on the podcast much because I played it quite some time ago and I pick it up from time to time. It's a game called Crystalla. It is a Dark Souls-like game, but you're a cat, like a humanoid cat. So, like, you've got sick parkour moves, and oh man, some of the animations are so good. They are doing their 1.0 release on April 23rd, which is incredibly exciting. Yeah, they don't have the demo up yet. They're waiting on some certification stuff, I think. They are trying to get the demo up because the old demo was too old. Because basically, like, the early access edition of the game, they're like, yeah, the 1.0 is so different. Like, you won't be able to continue your save. Like, it's just, it's so different. And I actually got asked to be a partner with them. So I am partnered with Crystalla. We'll be checking it out on April 23rd. I'm not going to be good at it. I wasn't good at it. But we'll power through. I'm not a Dark Souls player, but I'm just like Dark Souls with cats, and it's got like this crazy lore, and they use metal artists, like metal singers, for a lot of their voiceover work. It's glorious. And also, the dev team, they're so cute. I love being in their Discord. So, Crystalla 1.0 release. They have raised their price to their non-early access price, so you've missed out on the window for that. But I think it's going to be worth it, especially for the Dark Souls players, because some of the animations are slick. Next up, Luna, you can talk about this one, right?
A little bit. So, I don't know actually a whole lot about this, but it looks really cute, and one of my dearest friends, Nordenheim, is obsessed with Moomin. I feel like it's a very like Norwegian type thing to be obsessed with.
Was obsessed with it too.
Yeah, I think it's a big thing there and like their TV when they were growing up and stuff. But they've been doing quite a few games recently, and I've seen Nord play some of them, and they look very, very delightful to play. So I wanted to bring some light onto this one, which is releasing on April 27th. It is called Moomin Troll Winter's Warmth, and honestly, it looks really cute. Like, if you look at the gameplay, it looks absolutely
so cute,
adorable. It's a cozy, casual adventure. And basically, from the creators of Snufkin, Melody of Moomin Valley comes a heartwarming new adventure inspired by the beloved Moomin stories. This time around, you can join Moomin Troll himself on a charming but cold, wintry journey. It looks so cute. This looks like an actual, like, the little storybooks?
Yeah, it's an animated storybooks.
Yeah, that we got read to when we were like little kids and stuff like that, or that we read ourselves when we were little kids. This is exactly what it looks like. It looks adorable, and I know a little to nothing about Moomin, but I kind of want to play this. It looks very cute. So yeah, that's coming out on April 27th. Check it out.
Yeah.
Wishlisted.
I still need to play Snufkin, but this one, I liked this one because it's like a little adventure game. It's a little bit because of the winter theme, obviously, and
Yeah,
Moomin
that's the
being a
one
little
thing
bit more
that
alone. It's
yeah.
it's a bit of a, I wouldn't say darker, but it's not as lighthearted maybe as Melody of Moomin Valley. So I think
Okay.
it'll be interesting.
I kind of really want to play it. I want to keep this for like winter. Like I want to play
Yeah,
this when it's like cold outside. I have like a hot chocolate in front of me with like the little marshmallows, you know, and I'm just sitting
100%.
down playing this. It's like that's the kind of vibe I get from this, and that's what I want to play. But I'm very excited for this.
All right, next up is a game called Aphelion. This one comes out April 28th, and it's like a sci-fi adventure game where you crash land on a planet that you're supposed to be surveying to basically like evacuate to. So like things aren't going so hot on Earth. But you crash land on the planet and you're separated from your crew member. And so you can play from the two different perspectives of the different crew members, you like based on where they are at in the story. And you're basically trying to get back together while traversing a very foreign planet, snowy and very large. It looks really interesting. You know, I always
The
like
descriptions are top tier.
well, I always like a good action, action adventure story game. Like,
Yeah.
they're kind of like catnip to me. And so this one's got like a lot of codex stuff. You can like scan the different plants and stuff to learn about the planet while you're looking for your partner, basically. And you got to like figure out how to get through certain areas. Like you're gonna have to like delve down into a cave and hope you don't get eaten by a monster. It has a lot of potential. I think it could be a lot of fun. Yeah, that's Aphelion, April 28th. Does not have a demo, which is a bummer, but
More demos.
it looks pretty good. I know, right? Everybody needs a demo. Next up is The Last Gas Station. I tried this during Next Fest, the most recent Next Fest. So I already talked about it a little bit, but this is a gas station simulator game, a pixel game. But you're in a place where things are not quite what they seem. Like this mysterious vehicles keep showing up at night, and everything's kind of run down around you, and you're rebuilding the area around you. And it's obviously got like a little storyline. You get to meet the different villagers and whatnot. It's really cute. I had a lot of fun with the demo. Especially like, for me, generally a good mystery, just adding a little mystery will hook me. And so they got me because I'm like, who the heck keeps coming to my house at night and waking me up in these like black SUVs? Like, am I on some government radar? And so you get to explore like different areas as well. So I think this one will be really fun. And you're a little red panda, so you're cute as hell the whole time.
The red panda's kind of selling me right now.
Yeah, you're just super cute, and all the other people are also animals, so it's just adorable. I really, really liked the demo. And then next up, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, last up we've got Incombini, which I think was on the last Steam Next Fest as well. It was on my list of games to play. Didn't get around to it. But it just looks so cute. It's a cozy management simulation life sim kind of game, and I love anything with Japan in it. Honestly, I've never been there. One day I will go there. But this is basically it's a slice of life story game about running a small town convenience store, and it's inspired by the early 1990s in Japan. And one of the things that really drew me to this is how realistic it looks. So not realistic in the terms of the characters look like real people, but realistic in terms of like them showing the different products because I've seen I'm gonna out myself as super nerd now. But I've seen like the old packagings and stuff like that of the Japanese products and stuff, and I love that they actually included that. Like it's accurate to allow these like brands how they used to look back then. And also the main character that you play just really looks the part, you know? It's not like a cookie cutter. You know how
She's
a
so
lot of
cute.
like life sim not life sim, but like the management store games, all the characters kind of look the same.
Hmm.
She looks different. She looks
She
like a
does.
normal person living her normal life as a convenience store employee, and I kind of love that. I love how it's realistic in that sense, you know. So I'm really excited to try this game out. The demo is still available, so you could still play the prologue. It's called a prologue demo, so I'm guessing you can probably continue from where you left off once the game comes out. Guessing, not sure about that. Have not played it, do not know. But it is called Prologue Demo, so I feel like there's a good chance. And this is releasing on April 30th. I'm very excited for this. I'm probably gonna see about maybe trying to squeeze this into stream at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Lavas like played the demo and vibed with it pretty hard. So,
Mm-hmm. Checks out.
yeah, I like I agree with you. I like the way that the characters look. They've got kind of like a sharpness to them almost that
Yeah.
I don't
It
know.
feels relatable in a
Yeah.
way. Like just yeah. Lore accurate. IRL lore accurate.
Yeah, that one looks really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are some of the upcoming games. You wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
believe how many freaking games come out every.
Oh my god.
But these are some of the ones that are on mine or Loonaromi's radar. Keep
No
them on.
successes.
If any of them are interesting to you, make sure you add them to your wish list. Especially the closer they are to launch, is it can help them show up on that up and coming
Mm-hmm.
zone of Steam, which can really, really help an indie game actually make some
Yeah.
sales.
Go boost your indie games. Do more.
Yeah, but I think that is a yap.
That's a yap, everyone.
That's a
Oh my
yap.
goodness. We made it to the end of episode 23. Today ended up being a lot more packed than I thought initially. But I think it was a good one. I enjoyed myself. I hope you enjoyed yourself too, and I hope listeners enjoyed the episode as well.
Yeah, so you can catch this podcast. You can catch it live every other Friday on my channel on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/it's a tree with 3 E's. So the next episode will be on May 1st. But you can also catch, if you can't catch it live, Luna puts it over on her YouTube on Saturdays? Saturday morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, give
Saturday
or take.
goes up on 4 p.m. Central Europe time every Saturday.
Yeah, and so I also have a YouTube. It's youtube.com/it's a Cesire, and I'm Cesire on Blue Sky. And then Luna here, can you share your socials with us?
Yeah, I stream about 4 days a week on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Loonaromi with 2 O's. And you can also find me on Blue Sky, on Twitter, on TikTok, on YouTube, all under Loonaromi.
There you go. Thanks so much for tuning in. We will see you next time with more games and more to yap about. Take care, everybody.
Bye. Pixels and yaps, pixels and yaps. We like pixels and computer games. Pixels and yaps, pixels and yaps. We're yapping about pixels and computer games. Pixels and yaps.